Part two, capitalism and society, integrity, putting integrity into finance is purely a positive phenomenon. Paul Fireman, former CEO of Reebok US, implemented at Reebok an early version of the integrity model discussed here. His assessment of the major impact of the implementation on his and Reebok's remarkable success is directly relevant to our argument. See his commencement address to Suffolk University Sawyer Business School on May 19th, 2013 in Boston, Massachusetts. We look forward to the completion and additional formal statistical tests of the impact of integrity as defined by this positive model of integrity. The impact. As we have said, in this model, we define integrity as the state of being whole, complete, unbroken, unimpaired, sound, in perfect condition, clearly the definition of positive phenomenon. As is the case with any positive phenomenon, for example, gravity force, there are effects caused by actions related to that phenomenon. The action of stepping off a cliff will, as a result of gravity being a positive phenomenon, cause an effect whether one likes the effect or not. Likewise, action that is consistent or inconsistent with integrity will, as a result of integrity being a positive phenomenon, also cause an effect, again, whether one likes the effect or not. When integrity is revealed and dealt with as a positive phenomenon, as it is in our model, the relation between integrity, workability, and performance is as follows. Maximum workability for an object, system, person, or other human entity, such as partnership, corporation, is a necessary, although not sufficient, condition for maximum performance. Integrity, as we distinguish and define it, the state of being whole, complete, unbroken, sound, in perfect condition, is a necessary and sufficient condition for maximum workability. It follows for an object, system, person, or other human entity, integrity is a necessary, although not sufficient, condition for maximum performance. And it follows that integrity declines. As integrity declines, the opportunity for performance declines. This leads to empirically refutable proposition that ceteris paribus, as integrity declines, performance declines. What hides the actual source of the damaging effects of out of integrity behavior? The damaging effects of out of integrity behavior are inevitable and inescapable. However, the actual source of those damaging effects is almost always hidden. As a consequence, those effects are usually attributed to something other than out of integrity behavior. That is, the damaging effects of our out integrity behavior wind up being attributed to false causes. Excuses. We name what hides the actual source of the damaging effect of out of integrity behavior, the veil of invisibility, and identify the 11 factors that constitute veil. In addition to the 11 factors of the veil of invisibility, we know an additional obscuring factor explaining the behavior that results in these damaging effects as being caused by a state or trait that is a property, since Aristotle, a substance. Inhering a person or an organization obscures the actual cause of the behavior. Examples of such supposed properties inside a person are immoral, greedy, dishonest, or selfish, and the like. While such concepts may have some validity in describing behavior, when they are seen as properties inside a person or organization, they obscure the actual source of the behavior. In the 2,500 years since Aristotle, the various attempts to reduce the behavior that causes of the damaging effects has met with little success, particularly in the world of finance. This is a widely extended into behavioral economics through such notions as irrationality, where irrationality is a property or a substance inside some people or inside some people at certain times or under certain conditions. The continuing scandals are therefore strong evidence of the dismal failure of these explanations to provide any effective access to reducing the counterproductive behavior. These spectacular failures are, in fact, strong evidence that these explanations of the behavior are, in fact, false causes. While such false causes appear to provide a satisfying explanation for the behavior, note that they provide no effective access to altering the behavior. In fact, the almost universal assignment of false causes of the behavior that result in these damaging effects, exemplified by what we termed the scandals, for example, Appendix 1, actually obscures the real source of such behavior. We argue that the real source of such behavior is individuals or organizations being out of integrity. As we have said, their word not being whole, complete, unbroken, unimpaired, sound, and in perfect condition. And it is one or more of the 11 factors making up the veil of invisibility, discussed fully in section 3H, that results in individuals and organizations not seeing the cost to themselves of their out integrity behavior. Consider the following key findings unearthed in the survey of more than 1,200 finance professionals regarding workplace ethics by Brunsell and Thomas, 2015, entitled The Street, the Bull and the Crisis, a survey of the US and UK financial services industry. These findings quoted below provide striking indications that there has been little or no progress in reducing the out of integrity culture in the field of finance. Our survey clearly shows that a culture of integrity has failed to take hold. Numerous individuals continue to believe that engaging in illegal and or unethical activity is part and parcel of succeeding in this highly competitive field. 47% of respondents find it likely that their competitors have engaged in unethical or illegal activity in order to gain an edge in the market, a spike from 39% who reported as such when surveyed in 2013. The figure jumps to 51% for individuals earning more than $500,000 a year or more. More than one third, 34% of those earning 500K or more annually have witnessed or have firsthand knowledge of wrongdoing in the workplace. 23% of respondents believe it is likely that fellow employees have engaged in illegal or unethical activity in order to gain an edge, nearly double or 12% reported as such in 2012. Whoa. 25% would likely use non-public information to make a guaranteed $10 million if there was no chance of getting arrested for insider trading. Employees with less than 10 years experience or more are more than 2 times as likely as those with 20 years experience, reporting 32% and 14% respectively. In the UK, 32% of individuals said they would likely engage in insider trading to earn $10 million if there was no chance of getting arrested, compared to 24% of respondents in the United States. Nearly 1 in 5 respondents feel financial services professionals must at least sometimes engage in illegal or unethical activity to be successful. 27% of those surveyed disagree that the financial services industry puts the best interests of clients first. Isn't that fiduciary? This figure rises to 38% for those earning 500K or more per year. Nearly one-third of the respondents, 32%, believe compensation structures or bonus plans in place at their company could incentivize employees to compromise ethics and violate the law. 33% of financial services professionals feel the industry hasn't changed for the better since the financial crisis. The continuing scandals are therefore strong evidence of the dismal failure of these explanations to provide any effective access to reducing the counterproductive behavior. These particular failures are, in fact, strong evidence that these explanations of the behavior are, in fact, false causes. While such false causes appear to provide a satisfying explanation for the behavior, note that they provide no effective access to altering the behavior. In fact, the almost universal assignment of false causes of the behavior that result in these damaging effects, exemplified by what we term the scandals, for example, in Appendix 1, actually obscures the real source of such behavior. We argue that the real source of this behavior is individuals or organizations being out of integrity, as we have said, their word not being whole, complete, unbroken, unimpaired, sound, in perfect condition. And it is one or more of the 11 factors making up the veil of invisibility discussed fully on 3H that results in individuals and organizations not seeing the cost to themselves of their out integrity behavior. I can vouch for all of this in real life. Okay, so we'll continue with the difficulties with current paradigm of financial economics. And the next one, peace out, like and subscribe.